and fit in, dress like them, walk like them, act like them, eat like them, go where they go, think like they do what they do. And once you have neutralized your uniqueness, you don't need courage. It takes courage to be different. It takes courage to be successful. It takes courage to win. People don't talk about people that don't win. If you win, they will talk about you. Go out and get some courage. I am not afraid of anybody except for my God. I'm not afraid to be arrested. I'm not afraid to fight the community. I fought the city. I fight them, the DOB, the DOT, HPD. I fought the police. And again, the city has hired me to work for them. I know that if you're right, they can say whatever they want bad about you. I can go to jail. They can keep arresting me. I don't care. But I know that I have the courage to do the right thing. And I want you to know that, Dymitry, that I am different. I am dressing like you people now because you're forcing me to wear a suit and tie.
You people, that's racist.
That's you.
That sounds.
I can't say that anymore.
Yeah, you know, you
can't
want
say
me to
that
wear
anymore.
the suit and tie and be nice. I hate it, but it's okay. But I want you to know, I am going to win this time. I am going to fight. I'm going to raise a lot of money. HeshyTishler.com. HeshyTishler.com. Not yet. Be relaxed. We're going off our signatures, and I'm going to show the Republican Party that I'm an honorable man, and I will make changes, and I will work other people, and you'll see. We're going to go, Dymitry. I don't believe that we'll have 8 councilmen. I think that you can get us 15, 18 of us, and then we can make some serious changes in the city council. I know you can go out there and get us more members.
Well, with the laws they're coming out with and the bills, they're shooting themselves in the foot.
Well,
That's true.
anyways, here's my joke, and I know you're not going to laugh at it. So, you know, every week I make a joke about my wife, Linda. So this week I started to practice the joke with my Linda, with Linda, my wife, before the show. So I tell Linda this joke yesterday, and pure silence out of her. So I said, Linda, should I repeat the joke? She says, oh, no, I heard you. You see, that was Ezra. I hate you. Look, he doesn't even laugh. I hate this. You know, when my son just had a baby, I had a new grandson, and you know,
Mazel tov.
right. So it reminded me of a story when my baby was born, Abraham. He was walking around, and the first word that came out of his mouth was "daddy." You know, pop, whatever. So he used to walk around, and Linda thought the next word would come out as mommy. So, but I used to call Linda babe, 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 and one day when he started to talk, he went over to his mother. He says, babe, you know what I mean? And she got angry. She looks at me. I said, hey, what should I tell you? The only thing is she got angry when he says, babe, change my diaper.
What's the number to call in?
What?
What's our number to call
Oh,
in?
the number to call in. Very good, Ezra, and I almost lost that. Our number to call into the show to speak to anybody, 646-974-1581. 646-974-1581. Shout out to Sergeant, to my beautiful Sergeant Peter, who's always been good and helpful, to Ellie, and to my beautiful granddaughters, Layla Tamar and Mira Nava. And thank you, everybody, for listening. And we're going to start our show, and I'm going to start attacking you, Dymitry, okay? You are just crazy. And the reason I ask you this is because you guys support a guy, Lester Chang. You help him. He finally wins the election against this Peter Body, who's a bad man. George, I want you to hear this. The man ripped down signs. No mercy. Just, I mean.
I saw the video.
Right, and I posted it. It went really viral all over the Jewish community. And first of all, he also said bad about you guys didn't pay attention to the video when he says, look at Borough Park. He was pointing to the Jews. This guy lost the election. This guy, Lester Chang, did not do any. He didn't spend a lot of money. Did it the right way.
I just wanted to let you know he worked his ass off. Just to be very frank,
He
he worked. I mean, Bernie will tell you. Bernie, you want to jump in here?
No, but before Bernie Chase, the man has been a New Yorker, helps New Yorker, takes care of his sick mother.
Served his country
Decorated
24
veteran.
years.
Correct.
He do it like an army. He do it like a navy.
2 tours to Afghanistan.
Two tours to Afghanistan. Now you're throwing him out of the assembly. You're not. Are we even going to fight for him? I mean, what's going to happen? They're not going to let him sit. A man who got elected. It's not like we're even fighting over the ballot. He's a guaranteed elected official. And what are you going to do about this?
So before you answer,
This is
for our-
total
just
disrespect.
I'm sorry, for our viewers, our audience, if you just want to let them know what's going on.
You want to give him a little background?
Yeah, give us a little background.
Bernie, you do.
All right, so it's very simple. That someone, Lester Chan, won the election fair and square. He got 7,424 votes. That is more than 500 votes more than Peter Abadi.
And Peter Body is a sitting assemblyman for many years.
He's been there since
So
the
we
80s.
knew who
Well,
we
we
were.
got to also remember that he's calling a guy in an army uniform Halloween costume.
So let me give you a little
This is
background on
100%
that.
disregard.
On a September 11th event, electeds were there, and Peter Abadi was there, Assemblyman Peter Abadi. And as I wasn't there, so I'm hearing this secondhand, but a lot of people heard it. And what had happened was Lester Chang shows up with his Navy uniform, as he can wear for the rest of his life because he served this country for 24 years.
That's right.
And, out of respect, he shows up with his Navy uniform. And
he's doing his salute in the middle of the rain.
And
It's raining, he has no umbrella, he stand there like a soldier and show his respect to the flag and show his respect to everyone involved in the war.
And Assemblyman Abadi said, I didn't know Halloween came early.
That's total disrespect.
Total disrespect.
Total
I'm sorry.
disrespect.
How long did Abadi serve in the assembly?
He's been there since the 80s.
36
Wow.
years.
36 years. This is a man who just talks bad, rips down. I mean, he's lost. And now, will he be able to run again? Is that when they call this special election?
That's not a special election right now. He's
No.
They haven't called it
Nothing
yet. They
happened.
haven't called
They
it
haven't
yet.
called the election yet.
Right, but they say if they don't seat him, the governor, according to what I understand, the governor then, if the assembly doesn't seat him, the governor then calls a special election right away.
Just to bring it to home. But think about your children. Think about your kids going to school. When they come back from school, and then there's a bigger kid who stand on the way and calling your kid names. This is called bullying. This is elected officials bullying on a candidate. They're showing total disrespect of how he wear, and then not respecting his uniform, not respecting
We got that,
profession.
Bernard, we got that, but what are we going to do about it?
so-
Dymitry, what are you going to do about getting Lester in the assembly?
We've got rallies. That's number one.
We did a rally yesterday.
There was a big rally in front of Peter Body's office.
It was organized by a group called Asian Wave Alliance.
I wish you would have called me. I wish I would have been there. I
And
saw
there's
it on the
another
news.
rally today, right at 250 Broadway. Right at 250 Broadway, and all the Leicester supporters go there together with another bill. Yeah.
Now, for everyone who has Twitter, today Carl Heshy, who's the Speaker of the Assembly, tweeted out that he's happy to learn that he got voted in again as the Speaker. I urge everyone to ask the same question. He's talking about integrity. Tweet back at him. Tweet back at the tweet. Ask him, where's the integrity when it comes to Lester Chang? Where's the integrity when it comes to Asian Americans? Where's the integrity not to see the person who won fair and square?
And that's, I think, the biggest question, right? We have elections. Elections have consequences. You win, you get the seat. You lose, you're out. The vote is spoken.
Correct.
So now the claim is, if I'm correct, is that his residency is an issue, right?
That's the claim.
That's the claim.
So what is that? Explain.
That could not be an issue, because if that's an issue, that should be dealt with at the beginning of the election, not after the.
Can I
once
explain the
someone won it.
process? There's a petitioning period of time.
Yeah.
You go out there and you collect the signatures. You submit them to the New York City Board of Elections. And there's a period of time where the opponent can object. He files general objections usually first, then it's specific objections down the line. There's a period of time, a more than ample amount of time to
Object.
To object.
It's about 3 months.
3 months. So I mean, there's a process. So we already went through the process. You don't get to do a do-over.
Well, you're wrong because they did it to me. You know, I was registered when I ran against Ina, and they knocked out 650 of my signatures because I wrote where I reside, which I really reside in Borough Park, but I am registered there and I have 2 homes. So on the form, when you swear the signatures, you have to say the truth. And I know because I do thousands of forms a week for the city, and if you do anything wrong, it's a criminal thing. So I wrote that I'm residing now at 4316. That's where I'm signing signatures. And they took me to court after I was on the ballot and tried to knock me off. And the judge said, "Hey, man, that's the way it works." And this is the way. This is wrong. You're right. The objection process is only during that period, but they keep suing you and suing you. And
Okay. So
Mr.
let's
Felder,
talk,
your friend, took me to court and spent $311,000 to knock me off the ballot.
Assemblyman Peter Abadi had a period of time to sue. You know, when do you sue? You don't get to sue November 9th because the result didn't come out that good. You know, he even mentions it at the Diker Heights Civic Association. There was a debate, and he brings it up. Why didn't
But he
sue?
did reside in the neighborhood. He just didn't have an address officially.
No, he actually.
No, he lived by his mother who wasn't well.
He was living by his mother. Now he lives in Medwood. He lives in the neighborhood.
Midway.
He lived right in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
He lives in
was
Midway.
Going, he was
So
going
on-
residential
on a-
every
On a
so often.
redistricting year, on a redistricting
On a
year,
redistricting,
you don't
explain
have to-
that.
You
Explain
don't
it.
have to live in the district that you're running for, but you have to live in the county where the district is located. Midwood, I believe, still located in Brooklyn.
I'm sorry.
Right. So again, the man could prove that he was here. He was taking care of his not well mother, and they're finding a technical. And the man, it's not like he lived in Jersey or like where did Mayor Adams live? He lived in Jersey.
In
somewhere.
Jersey, right?
Jersey City, that's what
And
they're
you
all
had
It's
no
not in the
problem.
same state.
And we had no problem electing him. So my question to you is, Dymitry, and all of you guys, do you think he's going to be seated, or do you think they're going to throw him out? George?
I think he'll be seated. I think people are gonna look. If we're gonna start looking where assemblymen live, we're gonna have problems because there's plenty of assemblymen that are sitting there in the assembly currently, and they do not live in their district. Period. And there's senators, state senators, currently that do not live in their district and represent certain districts.
Councilmen,
So
too.
let's go look at every look at every state senator and every assemblyman or assemblywoman. And I bet you a bunch of them don't live where they're supposed to be living.
Dymitry, is he going to be seated or not seated?
I believe he will be seated.
And Bernard, no questions asked?
I believe he will be seated. I believe he needs to be seated.
He needs
because
to be
that is
seated.
the
We
law,
know that.
And it's very important that every one of us that can hear us need to do something. Send an email, make a phone call to their own assemblyman. Tell them that how much they respect the law and how important it is that the assembly as a whole respect the law also.
I would also mention that the Democratic Party says, "Hey, we're not, we're against election deniers." Well,
Also, there's a couple, right? A husband and a wife who are both happening to be assembly people, right?
Right.
In separate districts.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
How could that be?
Well,
Heshy.
Oh, my.
How can that be?
Oh, wow. Isn't that exciting?
Right. And we're not going to throw them out. Wow. You guys, you see, guys, the
Well, let me guess,
game
they're
of...
boring
Now,
neighbors,
I have a
right?
question for you. So now we know this. Is Lester Chang competent enough? Is he going to do a good job? Or is he a joke? That's what Peter Body says.
Lester Chang worked his ass off to win an election, and he beat a 36-year-old incumbent. You tell me, is he competent enough?
I believe he's competent, but we have a lot of these guys that are who fight to get into the office, and when they get there, they do nothing.
Lester Chen is a very diligent person who is very diligent on doing every step of the way while he's in Navy, while he runs the campaign. He is a person with integrity. He is a person with correct value for the neighborhood.
Very good, very good. Now he's Asian. He's an Asian American, right?
And we are proud that he's
We're
an
proud.
Asian.
Do you now? Will he help us? There's a lot of anti-Semitism against the Jewish people, the Asian people. Is he going to get up there and worry about us, all of us, or just some of us?
And that is exactly why we need a nation, or we need a different ethnic groups to be in that seat, because we will actually feel the pain. We see the 8th Avenue, we go to the Jewish neighborhood, which is exactly the same problem that we share. There's a lot of things that we can learn from each other. How to deal with this violence, we can learn from each other, and we need an Asian to help us out to get this neighborhood to be in the right place.
Very good. I'm proud.
You know, when I was a kid, we were at some party, and there was music and dancing, and this guy grabbed the microphone. He says, us and you are exactly alike. I said, what does that mean? He says, well, I'm a Roma gypsy. I said, okay, why do you think we're exactly alike? He says, well, Hitler killed us. Hitler killed you. Today, in New York City, in this city, we have two types of crimes: anti-Asian and anti-Jewish.
Yeah,
There's Asian hate and there's Jewish hate.
Right.
There's no question about that.
it's crazy. I'm very disappointed, and even I love Trump, but I'm just disappointed that he even met with Kanye.
let's not even get there.
I know. All I know is
How long's the show?
I know.
Let's just say.
Do we have any mental health professionals
I
on the
know.
line?
Right, that's what I think. There's no other reason that he would do that. Listen, we have a phone call that we want to take. Let's take the call. Put him on the air, producer. I don't know how to push the button. Are you putting him on the air? Hello? Anybody on the phone with us? Oh, I have to push a button. I don't know what button to push. I don't know. He's making me. You're pointing. That
green
button.
one.
The headset. I pushed.
right there.
Oh, the green button.
Yeah.
Hello, you on the air with Heshy, George, Dymitry, Bernard, and who cares, Ezra? Hello? Hello? I pushed the wrong button.
Of course he did.
Did we hung up on him?
We hung up. Oh, you have to push the head button? I don't know what he wants from us. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, we got some.
We got somebody. Hello? We got nobody.
Is our caller on the
Okay,
line?
there's a call. There was a caller on the line. I don't know who it was. Anyways, I'm going to hang up on him. So, again, guys, okay, I got you. I understand that Kanye's an idiot.
It's not the kind. I want to tell you something. Trump's an idiot.
Yes.
Because the thing is,
Really?
as-
Hold
yeah.
on. I can't believe Dymitry
No,
said this.
Trump is an idiot. Let me finish on, and I'm sure Dymitry will have his own.
I
view.
know you're upset with Trump lately, and I don't.
No. Trump's an idiot because he know. You want to say he didn't know who accompanied Kanye. That's fine, but he knows Kanye's toxic right now. You're running for
It's not
president.
about
Why would you do
toxicity.
it?
It's not about toxicity. I think Kanye is really, really sick.
I think
And he's not getting the treatment.
The man is a billionaire.
It doesn't matter. He's nuts.
Yeah, but when you get to a certain level, if somebody says, I'm going to bring somebody, you check it out.
Yeah, he's
before
also.
you
Where's his
don't-
staff? The
Secret Service is there, right?
It's
Yeah.
not just the Secret Service. It's a private club. I mean, it's a private club.
Yeah,
Where's
somebody
his staff?
dropped the ball there because you're like,
I'm not sure. You see, the problem is this is Trump's. This is the problem with Trump. He does. It's
Trump
it-
is a
it-
good man.
he's a
He
great
is good
man.
to black
He's-
people,
look,
Asian
Heshy,
people, Jewish people.
problem- the
I've seen
problem
him do
is-
the charity.
He was a
He
great
wants-
president,
right.
But the thing is, you have to question his judgment and who he surrounds
He
himself
can't.
with.
I can't believe Kanye did it.
Why would Kanye can't?
And
Why
I'm
not?
watching video. I can't because the man is supposed to be a smart man. Nobody
got
would
the-
jeopardize all of that to say Hitler. And now he's getting crazier. By the way, he's saying Hitler and the Jews. He's getting
I
to
wanna
more.
tell- I wanna
Why
tell you
would
something.
somebody? I mean, George. I
well,
would,
the problem with Trump, to jump back into that, he's impulsive. He has no, sometimes, it would have helped him a lot. Just stay off Twitter. You don't really need to know what's in your head every minute. Maybe somebody should have stole his phone once in a while and hid it from him.
Call into the show 646-974-1581. 646-974-1581. George, I'm going to ask everybody the question: Trump coming back or not?
It's a difficult decision.
I
I
know.
know he's going to come back.
I know
because he can't help
He
himself.
announced it. He already announced it. Do you think he has a chance to win?
I think he has a chance to win the Republican primary. Let's say DeSantis ran against, he'll win. There's no question
Okay,
about that.
and now he's now he's the candidate for the Republican primary. Can he beat Biden?
I think he can beat Biden.
Wow, Dymitry,
No comment.
do you want Trump back?
Absolutely not.
Wow, I love you. Straight, you see, Dimitri's not scared. He's not like us.
How do you say things that hurt every single person?
Okay.
He made fun of the Asians. He made fun of the Jews. He made fun of the blacks. He made fun of everyone.
But you had
How do you?
but the problem is you had no problem with him 2 years ago.
I
mean,
did.
the Republicans had
Always.
no problem.
Always.
The Republicans
Always.
The Republicans
Absolutely.
had no problem with him 2 years ago.
I'm not a regular
I
Republican.
hear you. I'm saying
New York Republicans are very different
well, New York
from Mississippi Republicans.
agreed, but New York Republicans, unfortunately, New York's already going to. You could put those 20. What is it? Not going to be 23 votes or 22 electoral votes.
Yeah.
It's going to go straight to blue anyway. It's it's the way the
It
state's
doesn't
up
matter.
there.
It's about right and wrong.
I agree with you, but
You can't come on TV and refer to COVID as Kung flu. It really isn't funny.
Agreed with you. I agree with you. Look, Trump shot himself in the foot many times.
Trump should shoot himself in the head.
Wow.
Okay.
Whoa.
Wow, George. What, Bernard, the question's to you. Trump, yes or no? Do you like him, yes or no?
Trump will definitely beat Biden. Anytime.
But
You
do
see,
you
that's
think,
where
any day.
by the way, I disagree with you.
Oh, really?
I think Trump will get the Republican nomination because there's going to be too many people at the table. And he's just going to carry the most, and just get the plurality. But he's the one Republican that can't win.
really?
He's the one Republican who can't win.
Well,
I think
Herschel
by
Walker
beating
lost.
I think
How
by
did
beating
Her-
Hillary,
Yeah.
he proved everyone wrong.
Right.
Hillary was the one Democrat that couldn't beat Trump.
But Trump,
That happened to be the only one, right?
No, but I'm serious about that.
Look, you guys are talking about presidents, this, that. He wasn't the greatest orator. He wasn't the smartest
No,
president.
but he
But-
got things done.
No, he didn't get shit done. His cabinet got things done.
It's who you surround yourself with.
Exactly.
So that's where
At the end of the day,
he's a chief. He's a CEO. The president is a CEO. It's who.
at the end of the day, you get a person, you get a president in office who's smart, who understands people, who wants to help everyone. It really doesn't matter.
Well,
who
it's not
he
by-
is.
I
That's
just want
not
to
bi-
disagree
well,
with you. Woodrow Wilson was probably the smartest person to ever serve as president, and was probably one of the worst presidents to serve in the United States. I could say the same thing about Bill Clinton. I could say the same thing about Barack Obama.
Bill,
They're very highly intelligent people. They're just terrible.
The
they're
problem
terrible
with
the
Trump-
policies. The president doesn't make the policy. The cabinet does. The House of Representatives does. The Senate does. It doesn't matter. You need a president that could lead the cabinet.
The problem with Trump is he had no control of the bureaucracy. He couldn't, the bureaucracy was in full rebellion against him. I mean, the State Department, the FBI.
So why did he fire everybody?
The Pentagon.
Fire.
How
You
many
could.
How are people going to fire?
You fire everybody and you start again.
You can't. The problem is
Not
Somebody
fire
has
the
to run the
workers.
gov- somebody has to
no,
run
but
the
you
government.
You fire the
he fired Comey.
Comey, but he fired
Comey.
one.
He
He
had-
fired one or two. He should have fired all the leaders and then let their workers know that there's new policies. That's the way it works. I know.
You can't. You can't get rid of everybody in one fell swoop.
When I go into
It's
a failing,
impossible.
I go into a few hundred projects a year helping people. When I go in there and I see a failing project, I sit down with them and I say, listen, we got to get rid of the
Very nice.
the
You
guy
can't-
in charge,
this is
the
different.
CM, and we change it. We
Yeah,
keep the
but this
workers.
is different. These guys, these are career. I mean, the State Department's full of career diplomats. The FBI is full of career bureaucrats. I'm not talking about the rank and file. I'm talking about career diplomats, career bureaucrats. These people are
So
not
you
gonna change.
agree, all of you agree that Herschel Walker lost the election because of Trump?
No, Herschel Walker was a terrible candidate. He should never have been the candidate.
Well, he also had
Right.
too many baby
Really?
mamas, no?
No, you should never have been. He was
Wow,
the
George.
Georgia.
Come on.
He was the worst. He was the worst vetted candidate. Maybe second to the guy in Pennsylvania.
Fetterman.
No, Fetterman won.
Fetterman.
Fetterman won.
Do you agree with offshore drilling? Yes or no?
Oh, only one. Today yes, and tomorrow no. Today yes, tomorrow no.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
But the thing is, what I'm trying to tell you is,
So if
the
Herschel
thing
Walker
is-
was so stupid,
so-
we were all stupid? We're all dumbbells and we didn't see that Herschel Walker was so bad?
No. So the thing here is, New York cannot be compared to any other state.
Right.
Here, people vote half party, half man. Right? So they'll vote for you if they like you, and they'll vote for you if you're a Republican or Democrat, whatever it is, whatever the preference is. In Pennsylvania, in Georgia, people don't give candidates chances. People care more about the party. And this is why Walker lost.
No, wait a second. That you're wrong because Kemp won by Kemp won by 8 points compared to Stacey. He beat Stacey Abrams by over 8 points.
Yeah.
So so if you want to vote by party, then Herschel should have won yesterday because
No. Look at the maps. Same thing with Zeldin.
Yeah.
He won 43 counties.
yeah, but okay.
Well, wait,
No, no,
you
no,
know
He
that.
won 43
and he
counties.
lost New York City he lost New York City because of New York City.
Exactly.
But the thing
So
is,
should
you're talking
we
a
change?
statewide election. A
Wait a minute,
statewide elec-
I like this.
You have the
Should
same
we
statewide
change-
election. Wait a second. You have the same statewide. It's the same state. Georgia is the same state. So you have the statewide election for senator. You have a statewide election for governor, 1 month apart, even actually the same night. Kemp won by 8 points. Herschel Walker lost by 3. So it's the same voting populace.
No.
What do you-
Look at the votes. Look at the areas. They went from pink to bright red. They went from purple to blue. It was weird.
It's because of who the candidate was, is what I'm trying to say to you. It's not the party, it's the candidate.
Not
And he was a
necessarily.
terrible candidate.
I don't disagree, but that's not what happened.
By the way, Dymitry, I like your idea. So Zeldin won 47 counties. 43. Should we maybe change the system in New York that if you win, like the electoral election, that you win?
No, because I mean, look. If I want to live in,
You can't have
if
one
I wanna live in-
city,
wait a second.
one city
No,
approve a
one
new
person,
governor.
one vote. Wait a
no,
second.
the way you're saying is
One-
governor. No,
Heshy,
governor
the
won
electoral
because of New York City.
the
New
electoral
York
col-
City's brainwashed.
The electoral college was created for one reason only. One reason only. It was to get the Constitution ratified. Okay, let's go. Just give you a quick history lesson. The small states, we're going to get too much power. Okay, if you had one person, they would have had zero power if you had one person, one vote. If you went on general, if you went basically on, let's do a popular election, you take away small states' power.
Right.
Okay,
Very smart.
so the only way that you're going to get the Constitution ratified is by having electoral votes, where every state's guaranteed at least 3 votes. Okay,
You're
But
talking
you
about
talk-
presidential. We're
No,
talking about
that's
local.
presidential. Now
We're talking about
this-
local.
Well, the governor is the chief executive of the state, and same way the president's.
Local.
Yeah, okay, but the thing is, you're not going to work. You can't do that on
But
a
you
statewide
keep electing the same kind of governor
That's
because of
that's
New
the
York City
that's
when
the
it should
failure of
be
the
a New
voters.
York State.
Heshy, that's a failure of the voters.
It's not a failure of the
It's
voters.
not the failure of the. So, in my opinion, is this: it's a ton of transplants that come here from Ohio,
Kansas.
Kansas, and they want to make it big.
They go to college here and they stay here.
Yeah, and they get brainwashed a lot. And today, yesterday their parents are Republicans. Today they don't want to be their parent,
Okay,
so they become a socialist.
but the problem is also just if you look.
That's
at,
also a reason why they move out of Kansas.
That's why they moved out of Kansas in the first place. But look, Bronx, I think it's 11-1 Democrat to Republican. In the rest of the state, it's about 3-2. So you're looking at. If you look at, and New York City is even probably 6-1 over.
Brooklyn is actually the worst. actually.
Brooklyn's the worst. Stand on. If you take.
What do you mean Brooklyn's the
The
worst?
ratio.
Vito's ratio, I think, was 14-1.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So if you look at just
So Vito had no chance.
right,
No.
he had a chance.
If he was better, he did.
No, he ran a very good camp. He ran a great.
Wow.
Great,
I'm joking.
and by the way, look,
Dimitri
that was a joke.
is today in a
wait,
mood.
but that's not true
Wow.
because there are pockets of Brooklyn that are very conservative.
Yeah.
So it really, which it just like for example, Borough Park or Gravesend,
Or the
those-
Russian community.
or the Russian community, the Orthodox community. But when you take those out and you look at the rest of Brooklyn, that's where George was saying. The numbers don't work out. For
It's
us.
12-1.
The numbers don't work out for us.
And Staten Island is going to probably overtake Brooklyn with the number of registered Republicans
Yes.
probably in the next cycle or two.
Because Brooklyn Brooklyn Republicans are going to move to Staten Island
Well, or Florida.
or Florida or both.
Like, I want to get the hell out of here. I want to move to Florida, North Carolina, wherever.
Do you think New York City will ever turn red or not vote red? I'm saying, do you think we'll ever have enough in the city council? Because I was telling Dymitry before the show that, he has already about 8 Republicans there, 7 or 8 Republicans in the city council.
Right now we have
and
7 as
six.
Well, I
seven.
think there's going to be a
7
big...
as a Kagan now, right?
6.
He's 6. Kagan's a 6. Okay.
Does Kagan, by the way, Kagan, who's a Democrat, is now switched openly to the Republicans, like me, and he is actually a city council. He's going to be a Republican. Nobody's going to talk to him then, will they? And does he have a chance to win?
Nobody talks to him now as a Democrat.
Really? He
I'm
gets
just saying.
Well, he got
Let's- on a
iced
serious
out.
note. On
He
a
got
serious
iced
note.
out.
On a serious note, right? He did get iced out from his
Championship.
from his district.
Right.
They cut him out.
Well, didn't the mayor cut him out too? Like ice him out from policy and list,
I'm not sure about that. I'm not going to.
That's what I heard.
Not going to speculate. But when it comes down to it, right? Up until last week, he was voting in line with the Democrats
Right.
with every single bill.
And today he's a Republican.
Come on.
Okay, he's trying.
George's favorite word?
I don't know. I have a lot of favorite words.
Rhino.
There's a lot of rhinos. There's
So
a lot of
just
rhinos.
speaking about this, because we mentioned Zeldin and we mentioned the failure in Georgia. Lee Zeldin decided today he's not running for RNC chairman.
Yes, I read about that, but the Jewish coalition invited him as a new member, one of 4.
I understand, but I'm saying he's not going to be
I know.
he's not going to be the RNC chair,
You know that they
which
also,
means another 2 years of failure.
they also offered him. They also offered him. What is it? The speaker of the House.
They haven't offered him. It's speculative. You're not going to get a speaker who's not a member of the House. It's not. it has-
You can't.
You can, but it's not going to happen.
Do you like this guy McCarthy to be the speaker? They're saying that he's going to make deals and he doesn't not rid of the mandates and he might not win.
He just
at
got
the end
rid.
of the-
He just got the military back. He got the military mandates struck out. Over the last couple of days.
So he had, because I was reading today, that's what they were saying, that he is. There are many anti-McCarthy dissenters,
Yeah,
and
because-
they're very vocal, and you're never going to know the final vote to the last minute,
because-
even though you think that he won.
Because he's
And the Democrats might jump in to help McCarthy if he makes a deal with them. He has they want a lot of deals to be made up with him, and I don't agree with anything that he has a right to even deal with.
He's
them.
not bound by the agreements. He's not bound by the agreements. Once he's elected, and then that's it.
Well, I hope he follows the Republican way.
Well, the problem
when
is
you
the-
become speaker, though, you have to spread a lot of money
Yeah.
around. That's really what the process is about. It's not about making the deals. As a speaker, if you're going to be the speaker of the House, you're going to sprinkle money throughout
Right.
the whole throughout the whole House with your Republicans or Democrats, whatever side is on top.
The problem is the red wave was a red ripple, so he only has 5 votes to lose.
Okay, but he still owns.
That's the problem.
He still owns that thing for nobody's going to change.
That's not true.
sides.
No, they're gonna,
Yeah,
he's going to be pulled by the extreme right.
That's the
because-
problem. That's exactly it. The extreme right is basically already pulling him, which is why he's speaking publicly about impeaching people. He's speaking publicly about investigations. He's trying to placate the far right in Congress. He already has 5 people who said they're not going to vote for him.
Really,
Yeah. So I mean, he has to get one of those back.
Dimitri, are we gonna have a bad 2 years till the next election, or are we gonna have somewhat success? I mean, I'm struggling.
Look, I think the Kings County Republicans are doing a fantastic job getting people in, and I think it's going to be a challenge to get more people.
So my question is, I agree with you. They did great this
And
time
I-
around.
and I-
But
and I
are
know-
the Kings County Republicans ready to stop doing course endorsements? We stop having Democrats getting the Republican seat.
What he means is that I'm running against Carmen Yeager, and I'm telling you straight out, I don't want to embarrass you, that I know that Carmen Yeager is pitching to be either a Republican or he wants the Wilson Pakula to give it to them, when I believe.
I have no idea about that, and I can't comment.
But the point is, we want to know what it shouldn't be done. If there is a candidate running and somebody who's normal, I know you guys make fun of me, but I am very qualified. If you want me to pitch my thing, George, too, I'll pitch it. And I'll pitch of all the children that I've taken care of. I'll talk about the millions of dollars in budgets and how many thousands of people that I've helped fight the city. I'll pitch to you that the city has hired me to work for them as well. I'll pitch to you that I'm willing to put my life on the line and go to jail and fight for my community. I'll pitch to you that the police department call me when they're in trouble. I'll pitch to you that the last 6 years that you had a councilman in my district, taxes went up by 18%. Nothing has been done. And by the way, Dimitri, when all your little politician friends want to do something outside the box, who do you think they call to go screaming and hollering because they can't do it? They call me to make those videos and go screaming.
Al Sharpton.
Okay, so my point
Wise
is,
guy.
that, like my beautiful friend Ezra said, they should not cross.
By the way, just on the Republican side, Bernie and is at a lot of these protests. He's the professional prom
Yeah.
maker.
So let's
let's
allow
get
Bernie, I
Let's
gave
give
you my
Bernie
card.
some love.
You better start calling me, Bernie. I want to come.
Yeah.
First of all, Bernie is very vocal about seating Leicester. And Bernie is very, very vocal about the issues in the Asian neighborhoods and Asian districts. So I think Bernie should tell us a little more about the uphill battle
Right,
that's going on.
While you're doing this, also, since you are in Queens, if you could also speak about the Sullivan issue, because he's also getting, Sullivan's about to get shafted also.
What's Sullivan? Tell us about Sullivan. Who's
Sullivan?
Tom Sullivan.
Tom Sullivan. Tom Sullivan is winning by 3 votes. And now out of his election, there's 20 votes is in the court right now. So we need a lot of people to do
Okay, so Tom
recounting.
Sullivan won the election by 3 votes.
By
Well, he
3
won by
votes.
200 something and then went down to 3.
Yeah, well, 'cause isn't that numbers always go the wrong way?
And then
and
I
just-
heard after midnight, somehow, according to Dimitri, said another 60 votes popped up. And that's not legal.
Somewhere.
So it's not legal. We know it's not legal.
Well,
Well,
okay, just
we know that's not legal. Yeah, that's
and
for
I
sure.
still have to go to court? I
Well,
mean, doesn't-
just the background. He is running against an incumbent whose mother is the county clerk of Queens and whose
Yep.
father is a sitting judge in the Supreme Court of
Yep,
Queens.
yep.
So we're just talking. Let's just remember that there's a lot of nepotism involved in the decision-making process.
No, not at all.
Not at all. But okay.
Recounting started last Saturday, and then it's been going on for a few days. Most likely that we may need to do that more tomorrow also. And in terms of Selden, I think New York, we on the Republican side, on the conservative side, we did our share. We hit our 30%. Is there some suburban area that we should have to do better? and that will really bring Zeldin over the top.
Did Zeldin get 30% of the city? I don't think so.
Well, he's saying Brooklyn. you know.
Brooklyn. I'm saying, but outside Brooklyn, we didn't do too well.
How about New York City? What's
I'm
the
saying
number of New York City?
outside Staten Island, Brooklyn,
Okay,
Zeldin did not do too well. I mean,
just for the new. What's the number for New York
Bronx,
City?
Bronx, I was like, what, 80%? What I think, something like that?
Well, I don't think he had a very effective outreach to the black and Latino
Well,
community.
then I
mean,
gotta agree on that.
So that's where, you know.
I mean, they didn't even try, in my
Right.
opinion. You know.
I was watching. I mean, I want to tell you about Zeldin and Borough Park and Flatbush as well. I know you guys like Anna Vernikova, and I think she's a nice, sweet, pretty girl. But the point is, when she made a rally for him, maybe 50 people showed up. She made another rally for him, maybe 20 people showed up. When they made the rally at Borough Park, nobody showed up, over no politicians. When I let out the word, hey, a couple of hundred of my friends showed up. I didn't need the credit, but my point is I don't believe the Republican Party in our community here pushed Zeldin hard enough or worked hard enough for him. What do you think, George?
Like I said, I really think it was the minority vote. I mean, there was not even I think, yes, they got the religious Jewish vote, they got the Asian vote, but there was no outreach, I didn't see any event in the black and Latino community. There was no attempt to there wasn't enough effort put in there. I mean, you need to peel off some of that. You can't just surrender it to the Democrats. You got to work it.
Dimitri,
you know?
are the black and Latino are crazy people that they're being they live like animals in the New York City Housing Authority, the worst landlords on the planet. A few thousands and thousands of the Latino and the black community. There are some Jewish people and Asian people there. They're being mistreated, but they come after the rest of us. I don't see why they're not switching. I don't see why they don't want new. And if anybody who's being abused the most are the Asians, are the black people, are the Latinos.
Can I just say something on that? You know, the Democratic Party has done an effective job of painting the Republican Party to the black community, to the Latino community, and to the hipster community. they think we're a bunch of Nazis. So,
But they're not stupid
so
people.
if you're
They're
going to
not
vote,
business-
so if you're going to live in a bad housing
carrying the
project,
message is very important that we as a Republican, as conservative, we need to go out and let people know what we are, what we care.
But I don't see anybody taking charge of the community, standing up there every day screaming and saying it. Yeah, there are many of you guys doing it, but I don't see, Lester will scream a little bit, you will, Bernard, Dymitry was very good, but I don't see a guy who's standing there leading the charge and saying, hey man, this is us, this is the right way, let's change it. Nobody's doing that.
So I went through something similar where the Democrats are very good at walking into the all of minority bases and saying, if we get voted out, you lose all of your social services. They're going to get rid of your Section 8s. They're going to stop giving you EBT. You're just going to starve.
Stop Medicare, stop Medicaid. They started going into the senior center.
Really, we believe that? I mean, are they
Well,
that?
we got
Well,
to
the
come
voters
out
believe
and
that.
give our message also. We cannot say we cannot count on them to be judged on
How
that.
come we're not doing that?
Prove them wrong. But we can't at this moment of time because we're the hyper minority. So basically, we walk into the same centers, speak to the same people, and tell them, we are conservatives. We are here to help you. We're here to make sure that you don't starve.
the key as Republicans in New York is to separate ourselves from Arkansas Republicans, right? Arkansas Republicans, they want to cut all social services. New York Republicans, we need to say, listen, we're not going to cut your social services, but we want to eventually put you on the path to self-reliance. But we're not going to throw you off benefits tomorrow and you're going to be on the street starving.
There's a great New York City healthcare program. You can do your Medicaid and Medicare, but when you make a little bit of money, you can join these people, and they get you a cheaper, real health care that it will cost you only a couple of $100 a month. I know there's so many programs. I've helped people get onto these programs.
Actually, the problem is that these insurances, I want to quote and say, the good hospitals don't take them.
No. You do your research. You see, that's the thing. A lot of people are so nervous because they don't have the insurances. You're right. And I need it tomorrow morning, or I'm lost, or I didn't pay my bill. There are people out there
That's
Yeah, I'm telling
exactly the problem.
I-
Is
I
that
have
we
a-
do not give our message clear
We
enough
don't.
to the people.
I've
We need
helped.
to do
I've
enough
helped.
outreach.
I want you to know I've helped recently a bunch of Asian friends of mine to get into this regular insurances. I'm talking Fidelis, New York Health. There's a whole bunch of good programs. If you fight and look and fill out the forms, but again, we don't have anybody sitting there, like you said, helping them. I can only help as many as I can and recommend it. But if we sat there and set up our places, and that's what I'm going to tell you when I become councilman, I'm going to be screaming. I will be leading the charge. I will have the courage, and I will not follow in their paths. I will make a change, and yeah, you might. That's the problem with you guys, that you don't like somebody screaming and hollering. You want somebody to be quiet and nice. And Dymitry, I'm like you. We're not quiet and nice. I'm not scared to be different.
Listen, Dymitry's very
and I'm
nice.
not scared to. No, I'm talking to Dymitry.
Only on
for-
certain days.
I'm better looking, so.
He is. But I'm going to give you another kiss today. You know, that's what you know. George just doesn't like
Is there something
that.
going on here?
I know, George, a transgender. I got that there. But you know, New York City, we're allowed to marry each other, so you can't say nothing to us.
I'm actually an ordained minister. I can marry you.
No, you
Don't get
can't.
any ideas, Heshy.
Yeah, I love you, George. That was a great line. But I want a change. I need somebody to scream. And that's why I'm pitching Dymitry, because I want Dimitri's help. And I'm doing it out of egotistic and personal reasons. That I want you not to be scared of me, Dymitry. I want you not to be scared of me, Bernard. I am a man. Not to be scared of
I'm
me.
not scared. I just feel uncomfortable
No,
next
no.
to crazy people.
Okay. You see, I don't want you to think that I'm going to get up there and lose it. I'm going to be angry. I'm going to be disappointed, and I'm going to fight like I fight now. When I have clients that come in here that lose all hope, I go out and fight for my life to win if I believe I can win. And if I can't believe, I will find them another path to get to the finish line. Let's take a call. I don't know what buttons he wants me to push. Can you put them on the phone, please, and help me? Hello, producer? Guan? He's pointing
Just
his
in
finger.
the meantime, that just all the conservatives and the Republican, we need to come out and be more vocal. We need to stand on our belief more. Otherwise, that we keep complaining about no one hearing us, but at the same time, we got to speak out. We got to let other people know what we believe in.
Okay, caller, you're on the air. Who's calling? Hello? I pushed the right button this time. Everything is good. I hear myself. I don't know. Nobody's talking.
Nobody wants to
Please help us, producer. Hello? I don't know what to do. Oh, he's coming out here to help us. Just tell me what button. Look, you three big guys putting on the button. We only hear ourselves, producer. I really want that call, no? He hung up again? Okay.
All right, that's it.
I don't know. You got to fix these phones once and for all. I pay too much money for this show. I want to get to another topic, and this is a topic that I've always believed in, especially the First Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, Elon Musk. He did it.
So what does Fifth Amendment have to do with Elon?
I'll tell you what.
He's not in court.
No, it's
He's definitely not pleading the
He's
fifth.
not taking the fifth. So what's going on?
But no, because Elon Musk fires Twitter lawyer who was a key figure at the FBI during the Russian investigation. Podcast host, joined for. They said that these guys at Twitter held back information.
That's the First Amendment.
But it's, again, they have a right now not to admit to their criminal
That's a
activities.
Okay, if they take the fifth.
Okay,
If they take
they
the
are
fifth.
going to take the fifth because they hid information from us, free information that should have. No,
Ezra, is there criminal activity?
There's no look. Look, this is politics. I hate to say it.
There-
This is politics.
There
They
is
bought- they-
criminal activity because at that point of time, it was a publicly traded company.
Okay, but,
And by doing what they did, it's illegal.
okay,
they
so
also
then-
suppressed evidence.
So
they suppressed evidence.
suppress evidence.
Suppressing evidence
They
is a
su-
conspiracy.
Wait, whoa. First of all, we have unnamed FBI officials. We still don't know exactly who they are, who acted either independently, and abused their power, or they did it as state actors. At most, you have a civil lawsuit. You're not going to have a criminal case out of this thing. You might have a Section 1983 case, basically suing because of abuse of power under the code of law. But at the same time, you're going to have a hard time proving a conspiracy. What did they do? It's very hard to prove that
They suppressed evidence.
They suppressed a news story that was
No,
still
no,
being
no, no, no.
investigated by the FBI. They suppressed an ongoing investigation. They could cover themselves up.
There you go.
But-
They suppressed an ongoing
But
investigation.
the FBI does
That
that
is
routinely.
criminal.
But no, the FBI does that routinely. You have to understand.
Twitter is not the
Twitter is
FBI.
not the
but
He's right.
the
Twitter's-
FBI is the FBI. You're talking from the FBI standpoint. You're not talking about the Twitter officials. You're talking about the FBI officials. That's a very big difference.
I'm talking about the Twitter officials.
They could do whatever they want.
As a publicly traded company,
they have.
I think the
they
SEC might have something to say about that.
so they get fined. Again, you're not talking about criminal investigation. I'm trying to explain to you. You're not going to get a criminal indictment out of this thing. Okay, the FBI, by the way, and this is I'm speaking as a defense attorney. Okay, we all know why they did it in this case. There's nothing honorable about what they did. But I've represented many people who've had their names, splattered on in the New York Post, in the Daily News, any other paper, and when they're found 100% innocent, there's not a single retraction. So now the FBI, I give them a lot more credit because they routinely do not release names of ongoing investigations to prevent that, because a lot of times they clear the person. And now all you need to be
Trump never seems to be cleared. He was just found guilty again.
well, he was found guilty by a jury.
Yeah, it's a jury of stupidity. Bernard, the Asian community, I see them a lot walking around with masks. And don't get angry.
So we have a person,
Dimitri.
Heshy, can you give the number again? Somebody would like to speak with our guests.
646 974 1581. 646 974 1581. I don't know if we'll get you through, but try to call in.
Somebody wants to know.
I believe, Bernard, COVID is over. Dimitri, I know, don't get angry. COVID is over. I'm not weighing them. I never wore it anyways. I did take your shots, which I'm now getting scared of the research that I'm learning. I don't know why China still is suppressing their people. COVID is over. We know how to take care of it. Does the Asian community understand that already, or are they still scared? Because I see them too much with the masks. Let's get back to, I don't want the new norm. I want the old norm, the right norm. People not attacking me, arresting me, walking around in masks, forcing me to wear masks. They still make you wear a mask at the Board of Elections. Crazy.
Well, we do worry about it. I mean, we can say that some people are more conservative because that we do have very good tie. A lot of people still have very good ties with China, and China is still talking about the zero tolerance. So that subconsciously they put their mask on, but then it's more cautious, and then they always take it off whenever they feel like it. But at the same time, what we should really think about and look into is our young kids are really wearing masks all the time.
And that's terrible.
And that it becomes a shield. It becomes a shield that they shield themselves away from the communication with other people. And that will be a big problem.
So why don't we have this, why don't we have the city council or somebody get up and say mandates are over?
Because they are over.
They're not over.
They say they're over.
No, they're
but
not over.
But at the same time, there's a lot of production of the mask, of the PPE, are still in the pipeline. If they don't use it, the government is going to be in big trouble. Why are they making it?
Now you explained it. It's money. It's not
COVID
health.
is alive and well. All right, let's not go there. People are sick. People are getting sick.
But
Especially
every year we get sick.
Not like
sick.
this. Not like this.
A woman, Dimitri, then you don't know the numbers.
I do.
2.8 million people died the year before COVID. Do you know how many people died from the same COVID or flu? 2.8 million dollars.
You gotta understand that the people who would get the flu, they would recover, right? The ones
And
with
COVID, everybody recovered.
Hold on. The ones that have conditions, right? Elderly people with immune systems that are bad, they get COVID. Odds are they're gonna die.
But if
And
you
this
get
is
the
why
flu and
we
pneumonia,
wear.
you die as well.
This is why we wear masks.
So you are
we choose to.
So you believe
No.
in COVID?
I believe in no mandates. I do believe in private, right? Me as a private citizen, I don't want an old lady to pass away because I coughed on her and she got COVID. I'm going to wear a mask so she doesn't have to die.
That's not fair.
That's his choice.
No. If she's
That's his choice.
Excuse me. He can wear. Nobody's stopping him from wearing a mask.
Look,
Don't force me.
I was at
Well,
Dr.
don't-
I'm not forcing you.
Nobody's
You are
forcing
forcing
you.
me.
No,
No,
you just said,
you can walk around butt naked. I
No,
don't
when
care.
I go to the
do.
court.
Okay, I care.
When
Well,
I
let's
go,
not go that far.
no.
Let's
When
get
I
an
go-
ugly
At
sight.
least put an underwear on.
That's what Emily said. But anyway, we have another question. Our caller we couldn't get through. He wants to know how the bail reform law is affecting the lower class of New York City.
The what?
The bail reform law. How's it
The
affecting?
bail reform. What do you think about that, Dimitri?
How's it affecting the lower class?
What was that movie? Murder, Death, Kill?
Yeah.
What was that? The Demolition Man?
Isn't there like those movies where the ultra rich?
Well,
live in
let
one
me
area?
give you my point of view. How do they affect it to the lower
class?
class?
Yeah.
The middle class also.
Okay,
middle class- there's no middle class
I
in New
think
York
that
anymore.
is really impacting their security, their safety.
That's right, I agree with you.
Because what happened is that the no bail law will let people come out, and most likely because they're not able to pay bail at the very first place, most likely they're in the middle of the lower class, and they will go back to their neighborhood, and they have a higher chance of repeating that crime, and they have a higher chance of hurting more people. So this is very important that lower class, your definition of what is income, maybe
Lower
income people,
social.
Lower income class.
lower income class people, we will need to look into that more often. The reason why that person is not, we understand, most of the bail that people cannot pay is not like $10,000, $10 million. It's talking about $95, $70.
No, he's right. By the way, he's right. Look, I will tell you, I was a legal aid lawyer for a long time. I've had clients who couldn't make $500 bail.
Yeah, that is the bail that they cannot pay.
But can I just say something why bail works? Bail works, in my opinion, and maybe you can jump in here, is because let's say your family puts up 10, 20 grand, right? And Dymitry's my brother. I put up $20,000, $25,000 for him. And I tell him, and when I give it to the judge or the court, stay out of trouble. I don't want to lose that money.
Or my house.
Or my house. So now there's this tremendous pressure.
This is why I disagree with you. Okay, so the way bail works is as long as you keep making your court appearances, the bail's coming back. So you could get literally rearrested over and over again. You could actually be rearrested, have your bail revoked, and you're getting it back.
Yeah, but I'm going to put pressure on.
But it doesn't work. That doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. That's the thing. This bail reform law, going back what Bernard would say, that was the impetus to try to change it for people who couldn't make that $500 bail, nominal bails. The problem is, like everything else that Albany or any legislature touches, they take a good idea and they take it to the worst extreme until it's not workable anymore.
We got to call him on the phone. Let's see if we can put him through this.
All right, let's see, finally.
He's on the phone? We're on the phone. Caller, you're on the air with us. Hello.
Hey, what's going on, Heshy?
How are you? How are you?
glad to hear you.
I'm a major fan. What do you believe in about the New York bail reform law? What do you think? How do you think it affects the lower class?
I think we're just talking about
we were
that.
just talking about that. You just missed it. And I agree with you. And thank you, caller, for your call. I hear what my friends here, the opinions say. I know that a bail reform is good and bad. I believe for non-violent crimes, non-violent, not robberies, no guns and stuff like that. I'm talking about stupid stuff like driving with a suspended license. Yes, I know you're not going to like this next one, guys. Domestic violence.
Domestic violence is violent.
It's not violence.
Some is.
Some
you
is.
have to be
So
careful.
Violence is violence.
No,
is
it's a
violence.
But
mutual-
if you ask cops, what's the most toughest call to go is domestic violence, because you go as a cop. Cops have told me this.
They have no idea.
You have no idea what you're
But
walking
I
into.
understand that if it's been a violent, come on, we're grown men here, grown women, so we see if somebody's been violently attacked.
Yeah, but sometimes you go
But
in.
if two people had a fight, they push each other.
Sometimes you go in there
It's very volatile.
and you separate a husband and wife,
very
and the
volatile.
wife just got beat up,
Right.
and you think the wife's on your side, and then all of a sudden the cop will tell you she'll turn on you.
Very volatile. It's very volatile. But the thing is, I have one question because this is the whole non-violent thing. It doesn't work because I'll give you a very non-violent crime: selling drugs.
Selling drugs is bad.
Okay, so now,
Career criminals will always find a way to make cashless bail work for them.
You don't have to be a career criminal. I'm saying you could get arrested. You could get arrested with about $1 million worth of fentanyl on you, and there's no bail.
No way.
That's exactly what happens.
I haven't heard of
Exactly
that.
what happened right now.
That's exactly what happens.
Really?
As long as it's a state case, you can't set bail on drug cases.
Did you hear that, Dymitry?
Yeah, I'm going
The
to stop.
judge cannot overturn that. The judge have to follow the law. The
It
judge,
happened.
the
It just
judge
happened a
have to
few
let
weeks
that
ago.
guy go.
It just happened
There's
a
a
few
lot
weeks
of
ago.
a lot of politicians keep saying the judge can make the decision. The judge can make the decision. Like Hoku, that our governor Koku is saying that
I love him. I love you, but I
is that the judge can override that. No, the judge cannot override that
So-
because the whole courthouse is go against that judge whenever he do
exactly.
override that.
We had one judge who said, "I'm not going." We got fed up with this bail reform law, so he set bail. So what happens is any defense attorney will take what's called a writ of habeas corpus. They take it to another judge, and that judge is going to sign off and say, "You can't do it." You see, judges could only enforce the law that they're given to enforce. They can't make up their own law. You know, we just had a case like that a couple weeks ago, right? The whole
Well, it seems like they could make up their own. Look at Governor Hochul.
no, she's not a judge.
She's not a judge. She's the boss. She decided that she's going to add more money for abortions, even though we know that it's not legitimate.
Out of state abortions, too.
State-funded abortions.
No. The $35 million is for people outside
but
the
state-
state.
That's what I'm
coming in.
saying. It's crazy.
That's not fair.
That's crazy.
So
in
people
my
are doing
opinion,
whatever
you
they
know?
want. Dimitri, I want you to sum it up quickly. Fix my state, can you? Forget the state. Fix my city.
I can try. Not one person can fix anything. It's a community effort. It's a team effort.
Are we being a team? I don't see anybody getting together and fighting as a team. I don't see it. I know what you think. I want to see us being more together. I'm joining this Republican Party. I know you have
That's
the
the
presence.
whole point I'm trying to make. When we think alike, when we try to achieve the same things for our communities, for our people, we shouldn't care if they're Jewish, black, Russian, Italian, whatever else. They're people. They're our neighbors.
Right.
The Brooklyn I grew up in, I was surrounded by everyone.
Me too.
You walk outside, you see 97 different people, from 97 different countries. Today, everyone is so closed in. You have your cliques, like in prison, right?
Yeah.
You've been there.
Yeah, I've been there many times. Right, trust me.
I think he has some graffiti in the jailhouse.
Yeah, let me see your tattoos.
I grew up in Bensonhurst, and the borough president from like in 1971 till 76 lived across the street from me. His name was Leone. I forgot his name. Wonderful man. And he married a Jewish girl. And my father loved him and supported him. And we just, we were different, but we were the same. And that's the way it was.
We were the
neighbor,
same
were
because
block.
we wanted our kids to come outside and play.
And play.
And not get robbed or beaten or shot or stabbed.
Right, and when they did, the parents came out. And the
when they
priests and the
did,
rabbis.
It was mob violence. It was all the neighbors doing the right thing, keeping out the bad people from their neighborhoods.
Right.
Today, it's different. Today, it's very different.
Well, we're trying in our neighborhood. We do have our community watch people, but again,
Speaking of,
Yeah.
what are we doing about this anti-Jewish violence and hatred?
Not enough.
not enough.
Thank you.
We're
Not
actually
enough.
doing, and our community leaders have once in a while they say something or they have Hochul write a bill, but I don't see the money pouring in on it. I don't see the actual. I don't see anything being changed. Not
Well, it's
one
definitely
thing.
not going to
but
come.
listen-
It's definitely not going to come in now because
We didn't vote
the
for
religious Jewish
we
community
didn't vote
went
for
for
it.
Zeldin.
We don't
So-
really care about that. Do we have people that want to step up and become volunteers, block watchers, neighborhood watchers?
We have that at Borough Park and Flatbush.
Can we
have
borrow
it.
them?
We worked hard to build our Shoyim and Shmira organizations. We drive around on Sabbath. We have cars running around. We help the police make arrests every night that are robbing.
So,
yes,
this is what I'm seeing.
Our volunteer force is really done very, very
This-
well.
this is what
Not
I'm
good
saying.
enough.
We
but
should
have done well.
We should combine forces.
We should.
With the Jewish Americans, with the Asian Americans,
Yes.
with the Black
with
Americans,
the Italian Americans, Greek Americans, and
everyone.
No, but he's
everyone
talking our
should.
community.
Everyone should have a say in this.
Yeah, but Dimitri, the thing is, when you right now, you have to understand the way it is right now, where Jews are being targeted for being Jewish. You can understand they want.
well, you own all the banks. What are we supposed to do?
Thank you, Kanye.
Wow.
Thank
Wow,
you,
what
a
Kanye.
Kanye.
No,
Okay, thank you,
Dimitri.
Kanye.
I think Kanye's middle name is Dimitri.
But, okay, but
Do
what
you
I'm trying to
rap
say-
too?
So that's the reason that you have an insular response. You have an insular problem. You have an insular response. It would be great if actually we had police on the streets again. You had
Yes,
that would be nice.
That's the big one.
That would be nice if we could actually
But
get the
look,
police, get the police funded.
The police
get them
are
enough
afraid
funding.
to arrest the perps.
But you got to give them authority.
We have to
You
give them
gotta
authority. You
Yes.
have to give them authority.
Yes,
So
we
we
have
need
to
to-
have Mayor Adams come out and say, "Do your fucking jobs."
Exactly.
Wow, you can't
is a
say
family
that
show,
word.
sir.
I love you. That's not a
family
good.
show.
Well, it also has to be punishment.
By the way, Dimitri, before ending the show, Adam's doing a good job. He read his.
I think Adams is a great guy.
Really?
I do.
Wow.
I do. I know him personally. He's a great guy.
I
He's
know him personally,
trying
too.
so hard to achieve something. But you people keep electing freaking socialists. What do you want him to do?
Bernard, what do you say about Mr.
I
Adams?
think he's doing he's trying really hard, and with all the circumstances he's in, I think he's doing not a bad job at all.
What about you, George?
I think he's doing a great job with the tools that he has.
I see
I'd love
you-
to go to a nightclub with him too. by the way.
Okay, you
Can I
see, you
just say
guys.
something? I think he's doing a terrible job.
Me too.
I actually think he's doing
Because
terrible
you guys don't see
Because
on the economic level how he's fighting our people, how he's taxing
not
our
that-
people,
I'm not worried about that.
how he's letting legislation come after our businesses and stores, the Asian community, the black community. He's targeting with his agencies and he's not controlling them. If he would control his agencies better, the 312.
Well, you got to understand that he's under the roof of the Democrat.
No, but the thing
Okay,
is,
so as a Democrat,
But he is the
he got
boss.
a lot of things.
Yeah, but
he's the boss.
Well, he got a boss of
Not
the
even
boss.
Democrats,
There's other
social-
bosses also.
socialists.
Okay, so that's why important that Republican and conservative to come out and vote and win more seats.
but see, the thing, this is why I don't think he's doing a good job, is he had a lot of power just to say, I'm not going to endorse Kathy Hochul until I get what I want for my city.
He never endorsed Kathy.
He did endorse her.
He didn't.
He was with her on the stage.
Yeah, he
I,
was.
I met Kanye.
Dimitry.
I met Kanye
Yeah, I know you met
once
Kanye.
at concert.
You met Kanye.
Do you want me to
I'm
endorse?
talking about, I'm talking,
I was standing next to him.
no,
Is
he
that
was
is
there
that count?
campaigning
Does
with
that count as
he
an
was there
endorsement?
campaigning with
Does
her. Come on,
that
Dimitry,
does that
Dimitry,
count as an
Dimitry,
endorsement?
he was campaigning with
But
her.
I don't think we want a mayor that doesn't talk to the governor.
No, but you know what? We had a situation here. We had a governor and a mayor from the same party who didn't get along, who were very successful, both of them, Pataki and Giuliani. And then when they finally realized that you need each other, they'll work with each other. The problem is Kathy Hochul doesn't see that she needs
Anyone.
that she needs anyone, especially Eric Adams.
Well, she's
think
making
she
too
need
much money
anyone
from
in the city
football
hall.
But the
stadiums.
thing is, she
So
needs
that
to
is
run
more
the state.
important that all
So-
the Republican and conservative
right,
come out and
so-
build the party.
I agree with you, but the thing is, for you to say that Eric Adams is doing a good job when he's not using his leverage, that's what I find.
Well, thank you, my guests. Thank you, my panel. Thank you, my listeners, for listening to the show. We'll be back next Wednesday where it's Hanukkah. So a happy Hanukkah to all of you.
we got
Dreidel, I made the article.
It's 2 weeks, so I wish you a happy Hanukkah. And Dreidel, that's a cool song. Watch my show Wednesday nights. Bernard, George, Dimitri, and Ezra, thank you so much for being here tonight. And
Thank
thank you
you.
for your input. Good night, my dear friend.